Manchester United are in the market for two central midfielders and midfielders that are starting level midfielders. And so we are going to be talking one of the people that have been linked to Manchester United during this international break, and his name is Angelo Stiller. We are going to break down the history of Angelo Stiller, where he learned his trait of football from where he started in the academy to where he is now. We are going to talk about the career path. We are going to talk about his style and how he plays football. We are also going to go into his recognition and interest and who is actually going towards and actually wanting him to join their team. And then we'll talk about the strengths and the weaknesses, something that I know you guys are excited about. And of course, we will then talk about why fans should care and why teams should care. We are going to go deep into situations. So without further ado, guys, get it started. Let's get into the situation. Sit back and enjoy, because we are talking about Angelo Stiller today. So first things first with Angelo Stiller. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Angelo Stiller. Born April 4th, 2020. No, not 2020, but 2001. In Munich, Germany. So he's a German through and through. This dude came through the Bayern Academy. He is standing 6 foot. A lot of people look at him and think he's very small. This is 1.83 meters. They think he's a small dude. But no, he is not as small as you think. Of course, at Bayern, he never got the opportunity to play for the first team. Of course, being that you had the likes of Joshua Kimmich in that position, the way he plays defensive midfield. For someone that is not as aggressive, how can you play the defensive midfield? Now, the thing about this situation is that he is truly a maverick. This is not the first time we are seeing someone with this creativity play in the defensive midfield role. We have seen Andres Pirlo do it. We have seen Michael Carrick do it. We have seen really intelligent players play the defensive midfield and not need to have the physicality of a Hulk. But the key thing about this situation is that when you have those types of players, you need to key them up with a very aggressive midfielder. Someone like Gattuso. Gattuso and Pirlo was a very pairing when you're looking at a midfield pair. It was a double pivot. Gattuso did the hard yards, the line breaking, and the tackling, while Pirlo did the interceptions and the leading and passing and being the registrar from deep line play. It was brilliant. We have seen it and we know that it can work. So, of course, he came from the Bayern Munich Youth Academy. A young age, he joined at 9 years old. Played for Bayern Munich reserve team all the way, and then in 2021 moved to Hoffenheim. He finally got consistent Hoffenheim. And in that situation, he showed the entire world that he has some talent. And that is where in 2023, Stuttgart absolutely came and stole Angelo Stiller from Hoffenheim, pairing him with the like of Sekou Guirassy, where we then saw the greatest purple patches I've ever seen in a footballer in Sekou Guirassy. Now it's not even a purple patch anymore, because he has gone on to Dortmund to literally do the same thing, showing that he's a talented striker. But this all started when they paired him up with Angelo Stiller. Assist upon assist upon assist. Angelo Stiller started getting world recognition. And of course, we then saw a step up to the German national team. And as of 2025, he has won the poker in Germany. Beautiful. You can see that this story is not all roses, but you can see the progression, the ambition of a kid that wants to play. So how does he play? What is the style? What is his role? He's a left-footed midfielder, that's one. Not just that, he's a deep line playmaker. Someone that I literally explained in the start of the episode today. A registrar. Somebody that can literally have open defenses from where he's standing. Think about Toni Kroos. Think about Michael Carrick. Think sometimes about Paul Scholes. Players that could dictate the game of play wherever they are standing. That's who Angelo Stiller is. He's known for reading the game, calmness and intelligence in possession. And that's the greatest part that Manchester United we tend to lack a little bit, because our midfielders, when they get the ball, it's a very fast pace. Move, 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 move. That's what our midfielders do. But in this situation, we need somebody that we can sit, they can understand, and they can move accordingly. And when you see those situations, Angelo Stiller fits that bill. He's excellent in linking up play. Helps build the team from the back in transitions into attack. Under pressure, what pressure? He is quite composed, keeps his possession, and moves into half spaces like there's nothing else. He is truly a maverick. That's one thing we can know. Now, the recognition and the interest from Angelo Stiller, of course, we know. He has drawn comparisons to the likes of Toni Kroos for his passing and his vision. And of course, Joshua Kimmich for game reading and just understanding where to be. Now we know that he couldn't beat out Joshua Kimmich, because Joshua Kimmich is one of the best players in the world at that position. But big clubs started watching. Of course, Manchester United are monitoring Angelo Stiller. Now let's go into the strengths. What are his strengths? And then we'll basically break it down a little bit by bit. Passing and vision. He is an exceptional passer. He can pick out forward passes to unlock defense like no in this Bundesliga. I think the only person that does that better in terms of progressive passes in the Bundesliga is Joshua Kimmich. He's very accurate. You're looking at around 85 to 90% passing accuracy. Very good at creating opportunities and launching attacks from deep. Regista. And then you look at his game intelligence. Reads the game like as if he's taking SATs. It's beautiful to watch. He understands where he needs to be. He understands how he needs to go. He understands how he needs to angle himself in order for him to make sure that he's in the right position. He controls the tempo for Stuttgart. They go as he goes. If he slows down the game, Stuttgart slows down the game. If he increases the tempo, they increase the tempo. Everything goes through Angelo Stiller for Stuttgart. He is their talisman. He is their Bruno Fernandes. And of course, he's a defensive midfielder. So you still see a bit of defensive contributions, maturity, composure, and then you still see the durability and the work rate in this kid. He's a talented guy. So talented. It's ridiculous to watch. 24 years of age and already playing like as if he has seen world football and seen everything about football. Now, we can't give him his flowers without talking about the things that we need to actually talk about. The little weaknesses and risk that any Premier League team is going to be facing. It's quite simple. He's 6 foot. However, he's not known for his physicality in aerial duels. We all know that. It's not something that we need to hide against. We all know that he is having a little bit more problems in pace and mobility. We all understand that the defensive aggression is not there. He also has an injury risk. And of course, pressure and responsibility definitely comes into play when it comes to the Premier League. Now, the market and the transfer risk is quite high, because coming to Manchester United to play in the midfield is one of the most demanding jobs in world football. And so playing in that situation, if you are not ready, you will crumble under the pressure of Manchester United. That's the key thing. So the question is, why should fans care? Stiller is not just a defensive midfielder. He brings creativity and vision from the deeper spot. And that right there is what Manchester United needs. The pass, the diagonal pass to Ahmad, the diagonal pass to Cunha, the diagonal pass to Dogu. Hopefully the diagonal pass to Semenyo. The pass in behind to Benjamin Šeško. The pass in behind to Bryan Mbeumo. If you can imagine that, that is what Angelo Stiller brings. He has a very high potential. He's young, tactical, intelligent, and already is performing at a high level in Bundesliga. And because of his profile, this is linking him to a lot of big clubs. Now, one thing I will tell you for a fact is that I do not believe Angelo Stiller will be a very good number 6 by himself. Now, Manchester United gladly plays 2 centre midfielders. They are basically double pivots, but can be converted and can move into the 8. And that is the job of Ruben Amorim's 2 midfielders. You are a number 6 when the boys on the left-hand side, the left defender or the left midfielder goes into the number 8. When the boys on the right-hand side, the right midfielder goes into a number 8. That is what Ruben Amorim is looking to do in Manchester United. And Angelo Stiller taking on that Bruno Fernandes role would absolutely work. But it would only work if you then bring somebody that is very aggressive on the ball, very aggressive getting the ball back, understand and is very pacey, very strong, and is so good in aerial duels that he covers for Angelo Stiller. That's how it works for me in Manchester United, or it would be able to work. And in that situation, if you're bringing Angelo Stiller, you cannot bring Elliot Anderson. It doesn't make any sense. You need somebody that would work well with his strengths and cover his weaknesses, while Angelo Stiller works well with covers that person's weaknesses and absolutely showcases his strength. And in my mind, there is no other person that would work very well with Angelo Stiller than Carlos Baleba. We all know that he has had a difficult time this season. But if you guys do not forget what we saw last season, this is somebody that has an engine that N'Golo Kante will be proud of. He's someone that covers yards upon yards upon yards, but still have the composure to get the final pass off. It's also someone that could be coached into being a number 8, a pure number 8, someone that is box to box, a Declan Rice, Moises Caicedo kind of conversation if we get him. And so in my mind, if you are getting the cheaper price in Angelo Stiller, you have to go and cash in on the price of Carlos Baleba. Now that might be more expensive, but that is the only way I truly believe that this is going to work. Now, this tandem is truly going to be revolutionary for Manchester United. With the likes of Casemiro, hopefully, or maybe leaving in the summer, we do not know about Bruno yet. But these two would absolutely not only give us depth, not only raise the floor, but absolutely increase the ceiling. And the sky will be the limit for Manchester United. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.